I because my fucking stream is just out of whack right now. I'm doing this stream as a recording. I am like entirely uh sad that I'm not going to be able to read some of you guys' responses and chats, but hopefully you guys can follow with me and be able to enjoy, the the ambiance of just being able to, talk shit. We just gonna be going over some things, talking some hoops. Uh a lot of stuff is going on over the past week and shit. I'm really, 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 really excited for this NBA season. The reason why I'm excited for this NBA season is not just because I'm a Bucks fan. I ain't gonna hold you. I am very interested in this team, especially with the way that some of these people have been talking about my team. I gotta see what they own, because the shit that they talking about, you would think that these niggas is some bums. That dead ass. You would think that these niggas is some bums. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be shooting the shit. We're just gonna be talking some shit, and then obviously, hopefully we can get some content out of it, going about our business. And yeah, that's about it. As I'm speaking right now, there's a kid that's in my notifications saying, you just saying shit just to say shit on Twitter. I honestly, the Twitter space is, it's quite hilarious, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh shit, they got a little space going on right now.
Last playoffs. I'm not gonna sit here and act like we
Only o'clock
don't
it
have
is.
flaws. I'm not gonna sit here and act like we're the best team on the planet. Although I do think we are by far and away the best team on the planet and one of the 5 greatest teams in NBA history. I'm just gonna
Oh
say that
my
right there.
Oh,
goodness.
Right? Yeah.
word,
Oh my
word,
That's how I truly believe it, bro.
word. Really
But
go.
wait,
but
chill, bro.
Hold on.
come
Let him
on,
rock. Let him
man.
rock. Let him rock. Let
Hold
him
up,
finish.
hold
Let
up,
him
Let him
rock,
finish.
cause
And
I
then
got
and then get
hold on.
on
Give
his
me.
ass because
let him rock.
he wild.
Yeah, I
I'm an
got something
OKC
to
fan,
say
but let
about
him rock.
that.
Let him rock.
Hold on. My nephew's crying. Give a second.
He's crying over that statement, but yeah, go ahead.
Bro, God has just spoken to you. God has just spoken to you, bro.
So basically, my whole entire point is, even in these games that we lost, I felt like we blew the game more than they took them from us. And yes, they had some injuries. We also had injuries too. Every other ball handler had no hands. He couldn't dribble. He couldn't make layups. He was hurt. But it's like, I can't make plays right now, bro. I'm sorry. I'll be back, y'all.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Top 5 team in NBA history.
Bro, I
What's
hear it.
good?
You guys just won the championship. Basically, it's a young team. They're getting better, bro. Let's not act like that's not the NBA where other teams are not gonna get better as well, bro.
But who got better? Who
Canaan.
got good enough to build? Who is built to beat OKC? Who do you think is built to beat
Denver,
that team in 7 games?
Denver,
Canaan.
bro.
And what is
Denver
it?
is their biggest
Canaan.
threat. That's their
Canaan.
biggest threat.
Ask
But
you a
even
question.
then, I just don't see it. That's the
Canaan.
biggest. I don't see it.
Shit, other
Did I
than
not?
Denver,
Did I
But
not
hey,
really.
just sit here and
if
did
that's
I
how
not
you
just
feel,
sit here and
cool.
give Denver credit, bro? Did I not just do that?
And it's not
No, you
even
did.
guaranteed
You
that they're
did,
going to
bro.
see that Denver's going to make it to see OKC. Who's to say Denver don't fuck around and get knocked out by Ant? Ant pull another Ant
I
and
mean,
knock
in
Jokic out.
theory, the Clippers should.
Uh,
If the Clippers is that damn
absolute,
good, they should be there.
absolutely fucking not.
Who?
Neither LA teams are getting past them.
I said, I mean, in theory, with all the
Oh,
moves that the
oh,
Clippers did, the Clippers should be
The
in
Clippers
this
did make
race.
some good moves. You got Chris Paul off the bench. They brought in
oh my
Bradley
God.
Beal. Like, listen,
It's
Chris
gonna
Paul
take
off
them
the
a year to
bench.
build it.
Still though, Chris Paul in his last year off the bench. That's a good off the bench point guard. Of course, they won't starting, but this you got James Harden.
It's cool. Hey, it's cool, but I
Bradley
don't give
Beal
a
fit
fuck.
good. We gonna see how this Kawhi shit play out first before we even talk
That's why I
about the
said. That's
Clippers.
why I say, in theory, they should be the preeminent threat.
Yeah, we gonna see how this
For
shit play out
OKC,
first.
but
After that, I don't.
Yeah.
they've been a
mm.
threat. They've been a threat
All
for the
right,
last
all right.
five
Let's.
One
If,
hundred
years.
all right,
percent
listen,
So
listen.
Denver.
do y'all
If y'all
think the
go to
Clippers
seven games,
does Kawhi start the year in LA?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
but he's gonna be discombobulated though.
you think
Why
so?
you say that? Why you say that?
Because all the situation is going on, especially with how
Nah, bro.
active
Bro,
people
he's
are
still a
in
professional. And bro, the
Mm-hmm.
one thing you
the
I
always
don't
give
think so.
Kawhi,
Kawhi is
look,
Kawhi.
let,
He
let me
gonna
tell
go
you
out
so. Let
there
me
and
tell
do what he
it's
do,
gonna
man.
the one thing I always give Kawhi Leonard for, whenever he's on the court, bro, he's a bad boy. Professional
I
scorer right there.
I understand, but at the same time, you could still provide your individual excellence while what you got going on off the court hinders the chemistry on the court. I mean, because these are some pretty big pieces that they added. In terms of Bradley Beal, Brook Lopez is going to be coming off the bench as well. When they got John Collins, like these are some more than adequate pieces that's supposed to contribute to them ultimately competing for a championship. And so,
But
and with
bro,
all of the stuff that's going on off the court, it's hard to say that it's just outright not going to hinder the
no,
chemistry of Kawhi with his teammates.
casual. I hear it. You just mentioned all this now, Bradley Beal. Bro, those are good problems to have, bro. You want to have option come off the bench, bro.
I'm not saying it's not a
Those are
good
the kind of
problem, but it's
problems.
still a problem.
No, bro, those are the kind of problems that every team wants, bro. Having quality players off the bench.
I agree. Trust me, as a Bucks fan, I agree. But it's still a problem. It's still a problem. It's a good problem, but it's
Bro,
still a problem.
Speaking
it's a
of the
great problem, bro.
Bucks, I'm speaking of the Bucks. I've been wanting to speak to a Bucks fan. What's going on? What's the plan in Milwaukee? You should know. You probably would know more than me. What's the plan?
I mean, shit. What plan exactly are you referencing in terms of like with
Like,
Giannis?
what are y'all?
Giannis,
What are y'all
simple. We're
building
talking about
around
Giannis, bro.
Giannis, or is y'all
I
just
mean,
gonna
obviously,
continue to? Is
obviously
y'all
the
gonna
goal.
need Giannis to pull a 2000s LeBron and just carry?
I
What?
mean,
What's
in terms of this year specifically, I don't think that's the plan is for him to go 2018 LeBron, but I mean, that sort of looks like what based off the personnel we
like?
bring into the
Are
table.
trades
That's what he's
being
probably going to
rumored?
do.
Because I know you
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
rumor mills more than me. Like, what's
I
like?
mean,
Is
of course,
moves being talked about?
there's trade rumors circulating about like all-star guards, but especially with the instant, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the offseason with Atlanta, but Trey Young was looking for an extension and they haven't
They haven't given him one. I
yeah, like
seen it.
mum's the word. So now Milwaukee is talking about, sweeping in under the rug to say, hey, let's go after him. The only problem
Mm.
is on the other side of the spectrum, there's some Bucks fans like myself that's like, I won't say like we're burnt, but we're a little bent out of shape off of what happened with the Dame and Giannis situation. You have a pick and
Right.
roll partner. In theory, it should pan out, but ultimately it didn't. So who's to say the Trey Young situation won't be the same, if not worse? Because unlike Dame, Trey will let you know if he's not enjoying his stay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the conundrum right now is trying to find the proper pieces to build around Giannis. The Dame situation, getting him, in the buyout and just having his money on the books for a little while is being reported a little bit too much, in my opinion. Of as if it's like the worst thing in the world that the Bucks could have did because it put us under the apron, which puts us in a more than flexible situation, even with the Miles Turner addition. So I don't know. Me personally, I think we're in a competent position. We're not in the best position because we don't have an all-star guard next to Giannis, but we can
It
get
could be
there.
worse.
Exactly. It could be worse, and we can get there because we have some flexibility now. We just have to make the next move the best move.
I mean, I feel like, man, I don't know. I just feel like y'all need to be paying attention to what's going on in Brooklyn and get Cam at least for the year while he cheap and figure out what that's going to amount to next year.
You
What y'all
know,
can trade for him, I don't know, but hey,
that
it's
wouldn't be the
better than
worst. That wouldn't be the worst.
it wouldn't be the worst move in the world. Cam obviously don't like what's going on in Brooklyn. Brooklyn not feeling him. He won't be there next year. At least trade for him while he cheap and see how he feel about next year. If y'all can even like you said, and I feel that y'all kind of is in a tough position right now, but y'all not in the worst position in the world right now. At least so long as y'all got Giannis.
Yeah. So I mean, right, especially and then on top of that, is looming that Giannis, obviously his contract, he's got about like 2-3 more years left. So
Mhm.
depending on if he's
So
committed
this is the
to,
rest of his prime. So it's like y'all
we
gotta,
gotta make it count. We gotta make it count for
man,
him, you know.
man.
So he trusting in us, in the Bucks franchise. So the Bucks sort of they gotta hold their end of the fort. And so I feel as if there's a couple trades that can be made to go and get us the all-star guard to pair with Bobby, Giannis, and Miles Turner that can make that KPJ Gary Trent Jr. fit work a little bit better. Potentially, it needs to be a guard though that can be able to facilitate, because I think that that's something that's missing with
Right.
this core, because KPJ is score heavy, Gary Trent Jr. is a sniper, and obviously we know what Torian Prince is. So like you know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
we need some facilitating on that guard play that's not a negative defensive.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's looking a little. It's looking a little
What
cold,
about
bro.
what about what about these old heads in Gold State? What they doing?
What do you mean?
Because
As
let's
a
keep it
Heat
real.
fan, this shit funny as hell, bro.
Let's
I
Jimmy
keep it
think
real,
there
I
for
think
us,
bro.
they'll
just
be
Jimmy
If you
there
look at
for
the
us to
roster,
go
they'll be
somewhere who
competitive.
didn't do shit in the offseason.
They'll
if
be
you look
better
at the
than most
roster,
teams.
yeah, it's
But you
all
know what?
Steph Curry and a bunch
They'll
of
be
bums.
Steph, Jimmy,
Nah,
Draymond gonna do what he do. But
if
with
y'all
Nah,
Quentin
look at
it's
the
not
posting,
end of
with
the
enough.
Quentin
season,
posting,
them niggas was rolling at the end
yeah,
of the
they
season,
was
bro.
rolling at
They was
the end of
rolling.
last year. They went on a run when they got Jimmy.
Bro, they were
But
That's
bum
the
faking it,
one
bro. It was
where if
bum
Curry
faking
with
it.
didn't get
Quentin
hurt
post down there down
and
low, I don't know what they
Jimmy
gonna do.
didn't break his ass, there was a chance that they could have packed up. They could have packed up Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, there was a
Facts.
chance. You
Facts.
know,
Then do you know Curry wound up getting hurt and
they
shit?
old. They old. I wouldn't count them out. I think that they could be one of these
Definitely.
teams that,
Definitely
if
If
they're
I
would.
was
healthy, they
them,
could come in
if
and
I
fuck
was
some
them,
shit up.
I
But
would trade Kuminga and get some pieces for him, bro.
they
Mm.
didn't
Right.
take that
And
nigga stock. They
I'm
didn't take the
hearing
stock.
I'm hearing that I don't know how true it is, but I've been hearing the read and they don't want to trade Kuminga in fear that he is gonna blossom into a star elsewhere. That's what I don't know how true that is, but that's
Yeah,
insane.
but
If they do,
Blitz,
that's
I
some
hear
hating
it.
ass shit.
That's
But
some
Blitz, I
hating
hear
ass
it.
shit right there.
No, but
Well,
I hear it, Blitz.
in
But
the
their
spirit that you
priority,
That's
don't
how
play
in
the
my
you
nigga,
opinion,
ruin careers right there.
no,
you don't
but
play the nigga.
in my opinion, their number one priority should be to get the most out of the last 1 or 2 years of prime of Curry, bro. Forget those kind of 5 years down the
That
line,
was
3 years
what the
down.
Jimmy move was for.
Facts.
Yeah, but that's not enough, bro.
That's a
The
fact.
Well,
Kuminga.
is it not? Because honestly, that's another team we don't like. Bro, Steph and Jimmy, we know what they do in the playoffs, bro. And like Brody said, if Jimmy didn't break his ass and Steph didn't get like what was it, a hamstring for Steph? Them type of injuries at 36 years old, that shit slow. Come on now, that shit take
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's
years off
dangerous.
the back end, bro. So, it's like the Jimmy move was it. It's just like the like I can kind of understand Jimmy asking them folks like, "What's the plan?" Because like, what is the plan? We got 9 players on the roster in
We ain't
opening
signed
week.
Al Horford yet.
Come on now, opening
That
weekends in what,
Who?
2 weeks?
the Warriors
Who's
ain't
trying to sign out offer?
the
Opening night
Warriors
is in
have
2 weeks.
been reported to, like, they've been reported since the beginning of the offseason to be the main, like, the favorites to sign Al Horford. That's why they let Kevin Looney go. That's why they let Kevin Looney go, because they wasn't gonna give the money to him. They wanted to give it to Al Horford. But Al Horford still ain't got signed because they over here playing games with Kaminga.
Like that's from like they should like I don't. It's they gonna ruin they self trying to ruin Kuminga. Cause I would like
Yeah, but
so
listen.
I can't even be mad
If you
at
got
Jimmy
Steph,
for saying that, but it's just funny as a Heat fan. It's just like you left us just to go somewhere where they don't even know what the hell they doing. Yeah, we in a worse situation, but at least we know what our
oh, you
plan
a
is.
Heat fan. Now it makes sense. Okay. Now it makes sense.
We got a plan though.
Now it makes sense.
We got a plan though. It's a
That's
long term plan.
crazy.
We ain't expecting to be just we ain't contending. We might make it in the play in again. AC play in. You know how we do. But yeah, we playing a long term, bro. Just wait on it. Get a couple years, man. I gotta sit through this shit.
Bro, the problem with you guys is Spolstra is so good that you guys are never going to get a top 5 draft pick. That's the problem with you guys. Your
Of
coach is
course.
so good, he's going to
Duh.
make sure you
Duh.
always hit
Yeah,
a
yeah,
playoff
yeah.
contender.
Duh. We get guys out the G League and turn them into 15-point scores.
That's the
And then
coach
send them
right
to the
there.
Lakers to average 2 points. You know how we do.
That's Spo right there.
Shout out to Caleb Martin, man.
Hey, Caleb Martin was that dude.
Stay
Boy,
scheming. Stay scheming.
shout out to Gabe Vincent. Shout out to Max Struess. Max Struess one of the ones that stayed
Struce.
good after he left. Like he stayed good and continued to improve in Cleveland. I'm happy for Struess.
Oh, Cleveland. That's another team nobody's talking about, bro. They got a good roster.
Top
They got
two
a
seed. I
solid
expect
roster.
Cleveland to make it out the East. It's Cleveland and New York are both in similar situations where they should be meeting in the conference finals, and it's finals or bust for both.
Let me
But
ask
how
y'all a
many of you?
question.
What's up?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Go forward. I was through.
No, I was gonna ask y'all how y'all feel about like what's y'all feelings towards Orlando with the move that they made. Like, do y'all do
Griezmann
y'all think
Bang
that
move.
they in there
They
or
didn't they lose Cole? Well, they sent Cole
they
Anthony
sent
away.
Cole
Who is it?
they sent Cole to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies bought him out.
All
We
right,
we
that
picked
was
him up.
right, and that was that was part of the Desmond Bain trade.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
I'm
Uh,
expecting TDS to have an amazing season. I'm expecting Franz to come back better than what he was. I think they actually gonna be a um, viable opponent and viable chance to actually make it to the fucking finals.
Facts. And
I think
quote
they'll
me
be
I
all
on
believe.
right.
right
I
now,
hope that
Paulo
I believe
will
the
be
only
a
I just
the
hope
top
that
only.
five.
Paolo uses
Paulo
his
will
body
be an
well.
MVP candidate.
I hope that
Trust me
Paolo
on this.
uses his
That's
body
what I
well.
want to say.
Paulo
If
will
they're
be
gonna
an MVP
if they're gonna
candidate.
take the next step, if they're gonna take the next step, Paulo's gonna take the next step. It
I'm
all
telling you,
depends on
bro.
him.
I'm telling y'all right now. Yeah, even as a Heat fan, I'm a Duke fan before anything, and I've been watching Paulo since he was in high school. That's my favorite player. And I'm telling y'all, that's not even just favorite player bias. Paulo will finish top five in MVP voting this year.
Top five.
Clip it.
I ain't gonna lie
Okay.
to you. Before he got
You sure it's
hurt,
not a Florida thing?
no, I could, to be fair, I do think there is a scenario, especially if Orlando comes out guns blazing. I could see a path where Paolo can average like 27, 9
8 and
and
8.
9 and 5 or some shit like that. And that be good enough. Like, say it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to have like a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference.
It ain't at all. They could fuck around and because I could see something like somehow somewhere like I could see Cleveland topping the East out again and Orlando finish ahead of New York in like 1 or 2 games, but I'm
Type shit.
expecting them to be like top 3 seeds. The thing with Orlando is gonna be what it always is with most young experienced teams. What timing you on when it's time for the playoffs, you know?
Yeah, but I to be
'Cause
fair though, I do believe that Orlando is more ahead of schedule than a team like Houston was last year because they
yeah.
have like 2 back-to-back postseasons, not just them going into the playoffs and going up against XYZ. They going up against like the best the East can offer in back-to-back postseasons, and they're putting up solid fights. Like even though they lost in 5 to the Celtics last season, they were in them fights for like
Yeah.
majority of the game, and they just let it slip away because stretches of missing and execution bases and shit like that. But like against that Cavaliers team in 2023, that was just good defensively as they were better defensively than they have been for the last season. And Orlando and Paolo specifically, he was flowing through this shit like nobody's business.
Mhm.
So I could see them. I could see them making some, making some noise and shit like that. And I definitely think Franz with the way him and he was hooping with them in in the Eurobasket league. I feel like they could be able to.
Germany.
Yeah, I feel like they could be able to do something for sure.
And I think they gonna then they like I said they got some quality young dudes coming in coming back. So I think Anthony Black, Jet Howard, they're gonna come back and have better years. Obviously, Wendell Carter gonna do a win. I think like he's one of the most like slept on consistent. Like he one of the most consistent guys in the league. Like you can
Mhm.
count on Wendell to do what you need him to do every night. And I don't think that's really talked about enough with that Magic team.
Yeah.
Uh, obviously Jonathan Isaac and his health. If Jonathan Isaac can stay healthy, that'll be a big one. That'll be a big plus for them, or at least play the majority of the season.
How y'all feel about Anthony Black?
Anthony Black, I think he's gonna come back and have a better year. And you see a long length point guard. He need to work on his shooting touch. Obviously, that's gonna be a question mark for the next, year or two. But he showed flashes with his playmaking. He tries on defense. Like even he a good defender to me, even if he tends to get beat. He just gambles too much, especially in them passing lanes. He gambled too much in the passing lanes, and that lead to him giving up easy baskets. So if he can tighten it up and get better with that shooting, he like gonna be like a future prototypical point guard. As positions like the game move towards more being more positionless and taller point guards and stuff. He perfect for that.
So,
So yeah, Orlando Bloom. Yeah, they can definitely make some noise. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make it to the finals. Like Pelo, he coming in. I just love his
That's a
attitude.
big
He
step, my
come
brother.
in.
That's a big step. You're trying to, bro, that's
He
a
come
big
in.
step.
He come in with a chip on his shoulder. Paolo played with a chip on his shoulder though. Like he played with something to prove. And
okay, well, I made I think I did a pretty good job. What's this? What's this? What's this?
Not the consensus right now. The consensus, because y'all have gone around spreading this propaganda for 3 to 4 years now, is that Jokic is hands down the best player in the league. So he's going to have hands down best player in the league expectations. Stop bitching and moaning about that when y'all are the reason why it's like that in the first place. If y'all were at where I am, which is I think for since 2020, there's been a tier of player that has the argument
Okay.
of best in the league, which is a combination.
I felt like I definitely. Yeah, I'm a react to that. I'm gonna react to that. Actually, I think that was on the board anyway for it. Nah. I really, to be honest with you, so I came across a video. Somebody had sent me this video of my first ever time being on Player's Choice, and then also it was my second official debate, but I wanted to show it to y'all because it was in my archives, and honestly, uh it is surreal to look back at the way that I was talking the game a couple years ago to where I am now. I'm not even trying to like flex or nothing like that, but like that is the way in which I talk the game now. I would, I don't know, I would dismantle some of my arguments uh from what was this, August? This is August, huh? Yeah, this is August 13th. Yeah, so this is like, well, like 2 months before the season starts. Yeah, this is after Jokic
Light
wins
it
the
up.
chip, I think.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? We still waiting for a couple people to file in. Once everybody gets in here, I'll break down all the rules and I'll let you know everything that's going on. But in the meantime, we got some of your favorite people up here. Lo just entered the building. So I'm gonna kind of just let you guys talk and dialogue while we waiting for a couple more people to come through.
Low down in the house.
It's good, Lo.
What up, low down?
What kind of sewer? What you drinking on? What you drinking on?
Who the fuck said that? Who said
Mhm.
connoisseur? Oh man.
Damo in the house.
Damn. So I've been drinking water on stream in front of people for like years. That's crazy. That is crazy. Hey, uh y'all see how like I got like the mustache goatee shit? Man, I done grew the beard, cut the beard, grew the beard back, cut the beard, all for approximately 2 years later. Me to be back with the goatee and mustache, man. Man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm I'm getting old, man. Getting old.
AKA Nightwing hater.
What's good, OG? What's good?
Hater of Nightwing. Is Superman a superhero, Damo?
100%.
He's from another planet, yo.
He an alien. I mean, let me ask you, who in the NBA is Superman
Right now?
right
Who
now?
in the NBA is Superman?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, because
Yeah,
Superman ain't had no weaknesses.
Yeah, everybody.
He had one weakness.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah, he had one weakness.
I'm glad you brought the kryptonite logic up. Where we get kryptonite from?
Krypton.
Damn, I wasn't even gonna bring up kryptonite. I was gonna say Lois Lane.
Say it one more time, SB. Where we get kryptonite from?
Krypton.
How we getting the krypton to get the goddamn kryptonite?
I mean, Lex Luger got it.
I'm about to he got it. Come on, bro.
Hell, what are you talking about here?
Nah, for real, that man got a slew of that shit. A lot of people got. But
So yeah, keep it on with that too. He keep it on.
This superhero logic must be different because I don't know how advanced Superman has gotten today. Because
Sure.
To this day, I don't know where the fuck this conversation came out of. Like, he just came out of nowhere and just called him like a hero hater or some shit like that, or Batman hater or some shit. And it just started asking him like random questions like, "Man, where we get kryptonite from? Hmm? 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 Where we get kryptonite from? Huh? Huh? Superman a hero? Yeah, I thought so. You know, like shout out Chilltown though. Chilltown had been at it for a while. I actually saw. I went to TikTok to talk hoops with some. I forget who the dude name is, but they really they either love you or they hate you. They either love Chilltown or they hate them. It ain't a in between. It's a little. I don't know. It's a little weird the way that they be talking about you.
Krypton is a different planet.
Read the last few comic books. That man that got himself into a lot of millionaires.
Well as he did everything else. What? That was the only thing that I was thinking about. I don't think he does that as well as he does everything else.
What are you talking about offensively? What is weakness?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm about to
I
say
don't
it
think, of course, it's defense.
I ain't gonna lie to you. As soon as this nigga, I think he was away from his chair just a little bit ago. As soon as he get in the chair, hindsight, I was fanned out. I'm gonna keep it a band. I was fanned out when I saw that Low was in the scene. I was a little fanned out because people that know me know that I got into streaming and talking hoop. Fuck streaming. Fuck talking hoop. I got into talking basketball or viewing basketball the way that I view basketball from watching Low. And actually, funny enough, it's a funny story. I'll make this quick because I don't want to steer away from the whatchamacallit. I It was after Russ lost to Utah in the 2018 playoff. I had I was at work. I think I was CNA at the time. I was at work. I was watching a patient. I see a video that Low drops talking about Russ being like a disappointment or some shit like that. And me watching the video, I get frustrated. So I message him, I DM him on Twitter. He actually responded to me, gave me an opportunity to go off on my spiel on, why I felt like what he said was illegitimate. I think I said something along the lines of triple doubles and he had to carry the team and he ain't had no shooters on the team. I remember I said that. I brought up like Alex Abrinas had gotten hurt, and that was the only shooter that he legitimately had. PG was being streaky, and he was trash that last game. So I brought up all of that shit, and I think Lois said something along the lines of, uh, he had said something along the lines of like, "You're missing the point. I got nothing left to say. Like, you good." And then he didn't respond to me after I sent my last message. After that, I then started to like watch Westbrook's career, like, go on. And I started to be like, damn, like, was this nigga right? Like, was this nigga telling the truth about like the value of Westbrook's triple doubles not amounting to shit? And so from that point on, I started to study the game in a different lens than what I was taught. And yeah, I say all of that to say, like, shout out Low, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that, got touched by his path to greatness. So yeah, shout out to Low. Shout out to
But
No,
in terms of offensively, I don't think
that's
he
not
does
true.
that.
Defending an open space.
That's another made up lie. That's a made up lie.
Defending an
His
open
defense.
Hey, this nigga Lamont has perfect timing on agitating the fuck out of people. And then he got the perfect words. That's another lie that people tell. Like, bro, Lamont is a professional. He the Patrick Beverly of YouTube, of like the basketball community. He's the Patrick Beverly.
Space is without a doubt his weakness.
But is he
That's
all around?
any
all-
big. That's any centers. That's almost every center in NBA history.
Okay,
Nah,
that
you
would
wanna know why
be a
mine-
weakness.
You wanna know why my
What
fight
What
is?
center
centers
would be a
aren't asked
weakness?
to defend like that? What centers asked to defend? Go pick up full court. Go defend. Look, centers aren't asked to defend in open space generally.
Yeah,
like
when you're defending, but when you're defending Curry or Dame, like unfortunately,
that.
that
We
is-
don't really see it. We might see that once or twice a game.
Lo, let me ask. No, I'm talking in the postseason when you're in the playoffs and you have to run up against like those type of guards, like
Because he saw that.
No, I'm talking in the postseason when you're in the playoffs and you have to run up against
that once or twice a game.
Defending Curry or Dame, like unfortunately,
that we don't really see it. We might see that once or twice a game.
Lo, let me ask. I'm talking in the postseason when you're in the playoffs and you have to run up against like those type of guards, like
Because he saw that this postseason like a lot of times.
But Lo, let me ask.
Would you consider Jokic?
A lot of times
Would you consider Jokic a below average player?
I don't think I could hear what he said, but hearing what he's saying, hearing what he asked now, it's 2023. So he saw Minnesota. Anthony Edwards is not the shooter, especially at that time period that Dame or Steph was. So fair enough. Against Phoenix, he was having to play in space, guarding Devin Booker. He was having to guard in space. I think he had to guard KD during that time period. No. It's CP3. But CP3 was cooked at that time period. And then against the Heat, obviously, like, oh, I'm sorry, the Lakers. He would have had to do that against LeBron or D'Lo. Which as I'm saying that, I'm like, okay, fair point. I see what you're saying. But like he's not guarding Dame and stuff. But if hindsight, if I'm me now being put in that situation, heard what he asked, I would have said it doesn't have to be Steph or Dame to force him to play into space. It would like just the mere presence of like a guard that has the potential of making the shot at a respectable clip from beyond 16 feet. That would be, you know what I'm saying? That would suffice. But Kevin Durant, if he goes out there in a role that has Jokic guarding him, just the mere presence of KD being on the perimeter is going to force Jokic to have to play in space. So like, I don't know.
I'm sorry, I can't
Okay, Jordan. So basically, we could just say Jordan had a defense.
Oh, so I told him that I couldn't hear him. He just left it. Okay. He just left it alone. He didn't want to do that.
He couldn't rim protect like Mutombo. That's his weakness, right? Like he was asked to go defend amongst the centers or something. Like
for sure,
it's just that's what I'm saying. That's not real basketball.
That's the difference with that
That's
though.
just
Is
you
the
trying
difference
to
with
find
that.
something to say negative.
Well, the difference is that
No,
Jordan
I'm
wasn't
just.
asked-
What is real bad? I gotta stop smiling so much. What is a real way to talk basketball? Like, is there like I don't know what makes your way or anybody's way just the way to go? Like the way I don't know, the way that I've like come to believe that like talking about basketball is, you know, you use analytics as fact and then you use what, you know, the actual play on the court, but you're usually using both analytics and, you know, the eye test of what you saw to be able to speak about a specific topic, right? So if you're talking about Jokic's playmaking, you're going to refer to the games that you saw and some analytics to back it up so that you know what I'm saying, so that you could talk about that. Like, I feel like that sort of is basketball. But I mean, everybody else has their own way.
I'm intelligent, so that's
Well, wait a minute though, Lo. The difference. Well, that's a bad example. That's a bad example.
It is a bad
Jordan,
example. He may not be asked to, but against the right.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't want to hold it too long, but I guess that was yeah, I don't know. I was really, really excited just to be able to chop it up with guys that I watch on a regular basis that I was like, you know, let's chop it up with let's chop it up with guys that I see, on a regular basis on YouTube, So when I see I think it was like Damo, like I've been watching Let's Keep It a Buck for, you know, at that time period I had just started watching them, so seeing their interactions with people, crash outs and shit. And then Damo is like the funniest nigga in the world to me because like the shit that was going on with him and Rayvon on Twitter back in the day is like that shit is stuff of legend. The crash outs that he was having on him. So like, um, yeah, I felt like I was starstruck. But let's so this debate is what I had, is one that I had with Mars. I had no idea it was gonna be Mars that I was gonna go up against. All I knew was there was a list of topics that we were given, and the list of topics got sent to Lamont. Originally I wasn't even supposed to be on here. I wasn't even supposed to be in like on the call it. I was originally supposed to be um just a judge on behalf of FYF. And then somebody had called it. I think it was True. True wasn't able to go, so Lamont needed a replacement. He asked me if I wanted to do it because at that time I just wanted to like soap up as much like knowledge of how YouTube streaming works. So I was willing to do anything. So he was like he needed a replacement. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I was not that comfortable in the debate scene. I think I had debated like once before this, maybe twice. That was about it. And so he gave me the opportunity. And so I ended up going up against Mars. Hindsight, Mars probably shouldn't have been the first guy that I go up against when getting introduced to players' choices like debate tactics or format. But I still had a lot of fun. And Mars is very chill. Mars is very chill. So like it was a cool little thing, but we'll go ahead and run through it, so y'all can get y'all laughs off about me. Uh
Let's keep it pushing. All right.
Here we go.
So I got 4 players for you guys. And of these players, I need to know which guy would you not start a franchise with? Keyword is not. Who's the last guy up here that you would choose to start a franchise? I got Magic, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and Hakeem Olajuwon.
How to stop
Justin, it's
smoking?
on you first. So whenever you're ready to rock, take your time, think about it. Whenever you're ready to rock, that's how we gonna go.
Right. Damn, that's tough. I
What
think I'm gonna
era,
go with.
Ron?
I
What
think
era?
I'm gonna go. Oh wait, what? I think I'm gonna go
That
with
matters.
Magic. Because I think when it comes to Kobe, is it Hakeem? Um,
And Tim Duncan.
Co-
and Tim
Kobe,
Duncan. When
Hakeem,
it comes when
Magic.
it comes to Kobe, Hakeem,
Oh nigga, I was for sure not gonna go Tim Duncan. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not even finna hold you. I was not gonna go Tim Duncan.
and Tim Duncan, I think defensively, I think it's much easier for you to find somebody like a team collectively, out of the NBA's greatest hits that could be able to do replicate like the offensive production that Magic could be able to give you versus finding somebody that could be able to replicate the defensive impact that Tim Duncan and Hakeem can specifically and Kobe to a smaller level. And then I think Magic offensively, like passing wise.
Okay, so my first mistake is the fact that I'm saying like, and I'm looking like I'm not sure of my stand. I think the longer I've been here talking to people is the more I've gotten accustomed to stop saying I think and start speaking as if I know. And I feel like for a lot of people that want to like get into the debate scene, that's the problem with um winning debates. because for you to win the debate, you need to make for that moment everything you say sound convincing as fuck. If you don't sound convincing, they're not buying what you're selling. And that's just that on that. So I I feel like what I did here in this first introduction is a little bit um it's a little bit out of tradition. And more importantly, I don't think that you should come into a debate ill prepared. That was one of the things that threw me off kilt with this debate format with players choice. They had us come into the debate understanding that we were not going to be prepared. I've never had that like done. Well, I was never in the debate scene before, so to be fair. But even when I got comfortable debating, I was setting up the debate, having some time to get the proper topics uh or talking points of the topic that I'm going to be discussing, so that I could be able to be as well informed and coherent as possible with my arguments. But in this sense, it was hard for me to be able to spit out arguments each time. And what fucked me up even more, I had to go first. This nigga Mars got to sit there, hear me say like and I think and all of this shit the whole time. And he just like, yeah, I got the argument now. I got the argument. Because all he has to do is rebuttal what I'm saying. That's all he has to do. He just got to rebuttal what I'm saying. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough.
Is like it's hard to replicate, but when it comes to scoring,
Yo, casual, I had to stop you, my
And he
friend.
cut me off.
Mars, whenever you're
Damn,
ready.
man.
Of the remaining selections, I'll go with Hakeem. The reason I'm going with Hakeem is because I think when you start a
You
franchise,
better not
one
go
of the
with
main
Duncan.
things you want to focus on is longevity. You want to have as many cracks at the egg as possible, so you want to have as many years to compete. Of the remaining guys, Hakeem had the lowest longevity of Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Hakeem, so I'm going to pick Hakeem. Also, I think we look past Hakeem his whole career, but outside of the 2 years he won the rings. Before he got Rudy Tomjanovich as a coach and he had Don Chaney or he had Bill Fitch, one of the biggest glaring holes in his game was the fact that he wasn't a great facilitator and wouldn't get his teammates involved. By his own admission, he said he struggled trusting his teammates, and that's what really held back Houston's offense. Whereas the other guys didn't really have as many glaring holes you could point to as which is holding his team back. So combined with lower longevity and more glaring weaknesses, I'd least choose Hakeem.
All right, Justin is back on you.
Time out. Can we talk about how all the fucking internet is just using my fucking government? My name is right there. It's casual. You don't have to say my government. This is crazy. I'm gonna have people knocking on my damn door talking about you Justin. Hey, damn.
that's a fine point to make, but I will rebuttal that in Magic's case, his glaring hole was defense. And when you speak about Hakeem Olajuwon's hole as facilitating, it's much easier for you to find facilitators and if you like just search out offensive players, you can find somebody that can be able to fill that hole. It's much harder for you to be able to find somebody to be able to back up Magic defensively and basically save his ass from getting cooked repeatedly on the perimeter. So that's all I got.
Okay. I did a good job in the second time around. I think I was very, very I seemed very confident with it. The only problem is I wouldn't have let up on that fucking defense. I cannot stress enough how fucking important it is for you to drive home when you have like an argument that you can hold by its throat. It is so important for you to strangle that shit home to make sure everybody understands how severe this shit is. In hindsight, I would have mentioned not just Magic's defensive liability, but how bad it is. How bad he was against skilled guards for that time, let alone if you had him guard in today's game. I would have mentioned how important it would have been to cover ground and have more than capable defensive personnel at every single position versus compared to Hakeem, you would literally only need one position to cover bases when it comes to facilitating. I would talk about how the coaching aspect that Mars brought up is less of a problem when you take into account Magic Johnson's issues with his coaches in the past, actively getting a coach fired so that he could be able to. I would have brought up the whole shit, and it all would have been to say to drive home how bad of a defender this was. This nigga was. This nigga got niggas fired who was asking him to play off ball and to put more effort on the defensive end. I would have went fucking crazy with it. Oh man, oh bro, damn.
From getting cooked repeatedly on the perimeter. So that's all I gotta say.
While I agree you can find facilitators, but when you look at Hakeem's game and how it was so isolation centric, at the end of the day, the possession is going to go through Hakeem. So Hakeem's flaws as a facilitator are going to hold back the offense one way or another. You could put Magic Johnson next to Hakeem, but if the possession
don't
is
nod at that.
isolation, his decision making is going to determine how that possession goes, no matter how great of a facilitator Magic Johnson is. So I think when you look at his weakness and how it held back his teams before Rudy Tomjanovich came, plus the lower longevity, I think Hakeem has to be the obvious answer as someone who you'd least choose to build a franchise around, even though they're all great options.
The only problem is if you have a guard that can be able to play, if you have a point guard that can be able to facilitate and be a primary ball handler to the caliber of Magic Johnson, not even Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson's like upper echelon. If let's say you have like who's a solid facilitator, ball handler. Let's say you have somebody like I was about to say Devin Booker, but I feel like that's too high. Let's say you have a competent ball handler like Stephon Marbury, or let's say you have Tony Parker, a competent facilitator and ball handler that can be able to feed the ball to you. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy. Let's say you have a Tony Parker caliber point guard. That alone would force the offense to have to be a little bit more dynamic than what it resulted to. Part of the reason why Hakeem turned into, the dictator of how the possession goes was because it wasn't anybody that was going to play him out of position. That was going to play him out of his position. If you have somebody that could be able to make the decisions for him from time to time, that would make the offense shift to a difference in play style. I don't think I got an extra chance. I don't think I got a chance to combat that. But I doubt me at that time period was going to combat it like that, though.
I agree.
All right, y'all.
They all will
It's
be
like, I guess I'll build around Magic Johnson. I guess.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's
the
my
end of the
nervous.
round. Y'all go ahead and hit the polls. You got 60 seconds to get your vote in. I'm waiting for the judges to chime in, but let's talk about this one, fellas. Let's talk about this question in the picks.
I was just hoping no one picked Kobe or Tim Duncan. That's what I was.
No, you can honestly have a different answer based on if you're building in a certain area. If you're building in the 90s, I need Akeem because you need that ISO player because of the legal defense.
Well, I think even
I just took it as the era each one played. I would have put Tim Duncan in the 2000s, Kobe in the 2000s, Hakeem in the 90s, and Magic in the 80s. That's
I thought that the question was like talking like for this era, like if you were building a team for this era, and if you were building a team for this era, I think that there's a lot of like facilitators and offensive players you could be able to find, but you're not going to be able to find somebody that's as versatile as Hakeem, as dominant defensively as Hakeem.
Yeah, if you were looking at it from that perspective, I mean, Magic probably would have been my pick, but you already had him, so I had to. Because the Magic is who I would have took, and I would have been harping on that defense.
No, for real.
But I had to someone else.
All right, the picks is coming in right now. I guess it was good. I guess it was hard for him. Okay. Here we go. All right, the chat. It was a landslide in the chat. It wasn't close. Mars smoked you, casual. 75-25.
75 to
And then
25 is crazy.
Gabe went with you, casual. So it's 1-1. And then context went with Mars. So Mars, you move on to the next round. And we back to the top of the lineup for FYF. Justin, we'll catch you in a second. Yo, SB is back on you.
That's crazy.
75% is crazy. Chat, do better.
Facts!
Mark really
Facts!
said he would have picked match.
The score is 5-2 right now.
75 is nuts, bro. But I would say, so two things, because I think that was the last time I got on. I think that was the last time I got like screen time. Because I think at the end, Ticket fucking he hogged the shit. And then I think Ticket fucking went back and forth. The nigga didn't even listen to. I think I had said something. I was agreeing with him, and he was like, still like, he was like off with your head type shit. I don't know. Hold on.
Able to watch that stuff. Oh man, I ain't gonna be able to watch.
That's what the low nose is about, man.
I'll change my logic based on anything. The logic, I was consistent with what I said.
And D Book. It was D Book doing most of the carrying. If D Book,
yo,
no, wait, hold on, wait. So going to next year,
nobody's won nothing next.
Talking to everybody today, man. Again, Brook by himself.
That is all.
Do you agree with that? They were struggling with Russell Westbrook by himself. Hold on, Lamont.
What I was saying was, I think Jokic and Murray
carrying Jamal Murray when Jamal Murray was out here actually getting 30-point triple doubles in the finals.
Low.
You did?
No, I said.
You were just saying that. Yeah. We're gonna run a video. He was just saying. He was just you had nerve to come out your punk mouth too. You said something. Shout to the brother Don. Hey, SB, I had to come back when I was riding real quick because you said something. You said something about hold on. I want everybody to listen to. I'm about to cook. Y'all about to get the 2-for-1 special. I'm about to cook this bum too. You had nerve to come out your punk mouth and say that somebody was carrying 75% of the load after what we just watched with Katie and Devin Booker in the playoffs. I know you ain't talking about carrying the load. The way Devin Booker just carried KD. Hold on. You said it again. What came in? You were just saying that. Yeah. We're gonna run a video. He was just saying. He was just that Jokic is carrying the most of
I said that.
You did say, hold on. You did say it, and I rewound it just to make sure it was you.
That was me and Lowe.
No, that was SB who said that. And I'm gonna say this.
That was not me, fool. What are you talking about? To be
Okay, that was your twin under you? That was your twin under you?
That was casual. I said.
Okay, that's why. Okay, so my bad. Hey, my bad, SB. That's why his name is Casual. Because what he said was casual. Because
okay, I need to set the record straight for that too, bro. Nigga, y'all gotta find some different fucking hold on. Bro, y'all gotta find like a different insult. Like your name fits you. Like I literally made the name to give you an easy out. Every single time, niggas just lazily just say the same fucking shtick. Nigga, yo, you act like a casual. Casual must be what your actual government name is, or nigga, your name suits you. Like, bro, like y'all gotta be a little bit more witty, a little bit more creative, because that shit is getting old, bro. It's just getting old. But what the fuck did I actually say?
I just saw KD get carried in the playoffs.
I agree. No, I agree.
Hold on. So for him to talk about Jokic carrying Jamal Murray when Jamal Murray was out here actually getting 30-point triple double in the finals.
I didn't say. I didn't wait. I'm talking about
Hold on. KD was getting carried.
If you gonna tell me mistakes, at least like he's agreeing with you, nigga.
If you're going to get on me, ticket, can you get on me accurately? Pause. What I was saying was, I think Jokic and Murray and their tandem, it's more so Jokic than Murray. But I still think the offensive production they have, like combined, is better than what KD and D Book does, and LeBron and AD.
No, well, so hold on. But all I'm saying is this: when you look at KD and D Book, it was D Book doing most of the carrying. If D Book didn't do what he did, KD gets swept again.
And I agree. I think the playoff translation should be looked at. Yes, I agree.
Okay, so you agree I smoked Lamont?
Oh my God.
To make sure you agree I smoked Lamont, right? Because I don't want to hear no crime videos. Lamont gonna go do.
I forgot how fucking yeah. No. Okay, so I'll say it's just these two things. No. So one, if you're not a part of the players trust community, especially if you're not established, if you go up there, you have to be prepared to automatically lose, especially when you're going up against fan favorites. It just is what it is. And I'm not even saying that as a knock or disrespect to like those guys over there. Like Players Choice is a fantastic community. And they have fantastic panelists. But it just is what it is. Fan favoritism is like it's a thing. It's a thing. That being said, though, you shouldn't be going there to win, the bout anyway. I feel like it sort of gets a little bit over romanticized about the idea of beating the people that you be watching on a regular basis, and in actuality they're fan favorites to more people than just you. So when I went up there, I wasn't even looking to win. I just wanted to make sure that my name was out there, one, and two, there was some positive things that could be said about my appearance. I do that with everything. I do that on FYF's channel. I do that on Players Choice. I do that still to this day on Rose channel, GoCast podcast channel. Anybody that I go to and make a special appearance on, I try to go there and make the most of my appearance so that I could make sure that, when I walk away, people aren't saying, oh man, that nigga was dry. That nigga was weak. That nigga didn't say shit. I want them to at least say that, okay, Casual know a little something about hoops. Casual's funny a little bit. Let me go check him out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like the type of shit that I was thinking of when I was watching it. But yeah, definitely enjoyed my time with them. It's a shame that I haven't found a way to like get back over to Players Choice just yet. But I mean, you never know what the future may hold, and I mean, I got a lot of respect for those guys over there. Even regardless of what Twitter beefs may be telling you, based upon what Jordan got going on and shit. But I got a lot of love for Ron and Mars and Real Talk and Chill Town and all of them over there. So it is what it is. Yo, sports fans and culture junkies, stop scrolling. You ever wanted real debates, hot takes, and everything in between all in one place? Well, welcome to Take Debates, the Discord server where sports meets everything else that matters. We're talking NBA, NFL, anime, music, comic books, life advice. You name it, we talk about it. And it's not dead in here either. We're online 12 hours a day, every day. Active chats, real opinions, no filters. Whether you're breaking down a playoff game, ranking your top 5 rappers, or just need a spot to chill, Take Debates is where the real ones link up. Click the link below and pull up. Your next debate starts now. Okay. So we back. All right. Next thing I want to talk about. I want to react to a little something that was given to me by a cool little friend of mine. His name is Hawk over in GoCast podcast. Make sure to please go and subscribe to them. More importantly, make sure to watch the content. They talk, all types of different aspects of hoops and stuff like that. But um Hawk is a Kobe fan. And so naturally, when you're a fan of a player, you take a liking into, people that talk content that's more or less around that that specific type of style of conversation, right? So he's fallen he's taking a liking. Let's say that, not fallen. He's taking a liking into Man Down Sports. And I've heard about Man Down Sports for years at this point. Um, I when I first got a part of this fucking circle shit, I was hearing about Man Down Sports, Ticket TV, Greenleaf exclusive. Shout out to Greenleaf, and then obviously FYF and stuff like that, and Players Choice, and we're just one big bubble that you gonna know somebody from somewhere. And so, but I never listened or watched their content like that because they're just not my cup of tea, to be fair. But this specific video that he sent me was centered around a LeBron fan calling in, and he had some interesting things to say. So, and he had a conversation specifically with a KD fan, and this KD fan was making some very nasty arguments. Let's just say that. So let's check in and see exactly, if there's any legitimacy to some of this shit.
Caller from Texas, you got something weird going on with your phone. Like some.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey,
What's up, bro?
You got something in the background going on that's weird.
Oh, let me change.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, that's better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, let me talk to you.
Why do y'all call into these shows making noise in the background and like talking to y'all ladies and expect the convo to not be disoriented? Like, I don't know. If it maybe it's just nitpicking. It's nitpicking. Because if it was me, I ain't gonna hold you. If my girl is in the background or I'm doing shit, I just can't. I'm not finna. I'm not finna chop it up with you right now because I'm busy. I guess this whatever the fuck was going on before he called in, it really set him off because he he calling while he in the middle of cooking or some shit.
Let me talk to Chris. Chris, Chris, when you just said that you say that Kevin Durant don't do the same thing when he does literally, he don't say he the GOAT when he does literally the same thing. What's the same thing that he's done that you're talking about?
First off, what's up, Young? Happy Friday to you, my brother. Glad to hear you.
Man, I ain't trying to be friendly, bro. Let's get straight to it, bro.
Nah.
It's not all love.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, he want the smoke. He want the smoke. He want the smoke, twin.
No, we was good, Young. Let's keep it fresh, man. Let's keep it.
Let me
He
mind
said
my
the
business.
glove.
I'll
He
mind my
said the
business.
gloves are off, man. What are y'all not getting, man? He said the gloves off, and he come and he needs forgiveness for what he go do to us. So
let me mind my business.
Come show up in your war clothes, Chris. You
Yeah,
trying to be
stay out the way. Stay out the way.
Hey, tell a young lady that this ain't got nothing to do with her. That keep up the good work. Now for real, tell her keep up the good work. I think she's real pretty, and I think she knows her sports, bro.
Nigga, your wife is in the background, nigga. And you gotta keep that shit on the DL, man. You gotta, throw some subliminals or something, man. Don't be so subtle with it. You know what I'm saying? And niggas forget they play ways.
Are you
everybody else?
Hold on. Are you subscribed to No Bull Podcast though?
That's a podcast?
Yeah.
Bro, as soon as I hang up this phone, I'm going straight there, bro.
All right, say less. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to see what her shit. Hold on, let me see. I want to see what he said. No bull podcast. What he said?
This phone, I'm going straight there, bro. That's a podcast.
Yeah. Are you subscribed to No Bull Podcast though?
No bull podcast. Nigga forgot how to spell for a quick second. Fuck. The No Bull Podcast. Is this it? Nah, this can't be it, man. That's a white woman. Nah, bro. I ain't seeing her shit, bro. Damn. Nah, it definitely ain't them. Is it No Bull? Yeah, I got that bit. All right. Let's see. Got 539. She be talking about okay, so she did a video talking about the fever. Shout out to the fever. Fever over here, they over here doing things against the dream. Shout out to them. They doing it without Caitlin Clark too. And then Kelsey Mitchell is balling and Leo Boston. I don't know. It looked a little interesting though, because Dream got they got a wonky defense. I'm not gonna go too deep in that. I'm sorry. But man, fuck it, bro. Fuck it, man. We're gonna subscribe to a young king. Russell Westbrook to the Bucks. I almost took away my subscription as quick as I was gonna give it to you, because why would you do that to my team? But you know what? It's cool. And you know what I like about this though? And we'll see if it hangs true over the season. But it don't look like she's like these typical people that be sending that to just be spamming the same content that you know is gonna get views. She talking about what she want to talk about. She want to talk about, she talking about game 6, and then she talking about KD to the Rockets. Then she talking about some WNBA, talking about Anthony Simons and Drew Holiday. Yeah, I like her. Yeah, I'm subscribed. I'm definitely subscribed.
That's a podcast.
Yeah.
Bro, as soon as I hang up this phone, I'm going straight there, bro.
All right, say less. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris, they stalled you out for enough time, bro. They gave you enough time to stall and think about what you was gonna say, bro. Now, come on, let me hear this response, bro.
All right, so check it, right? We have tape, and it's been on record of LeBron calling himself the greatest of all time. Talks about, all the these milestones that he goes and tries to hit, and that, this is what makes him, the greatest, or this is what has put him past such and such, right? But when have you ever heard Kevin Durant? Hold on, when have you ever heard Kevin Durant cape for himself as much as LeBron does for himself?
I'm saying, when have you ever seen Kevin Durant do the shit that LeBron has done?
What, like
Bro, you
scoring record?
You tell me.
You talking about the scoring record?
Bro, LeBron been better than KD way before that scoring record, bro. Like, don't embarrass him.
That's a great point, actually. That is a really good point. That's you can say what you want about, LeBron and some of the times that he be speaking about, he will let you know the success that he's racking up as he racks them up, but you gotta rack them up for you to point out that you're racking them up. Like, when did KD do the things that LeBron did to say the things that LeBron has said? I think that's a valid question. When LeBron said that when he said
Nah, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. That's simple.
when he said I'm the best player in the world, I mean, he had done just about everything that needed to be done for him to have the credibility to even make that bold of a statement. I mean, he won multiple championships. While he won multiple championships, he won multiple MVPs. I mean, during that time period, at that time that he said that he was the best player in the world, that was in the NBA Finals that he led his team to without his third best player. And then, if I'm correct, I think he was without Kyrie Irving in that Eastern Conference Finals. So, like, I don't know. I feel like you have the credibility to be able to say that at that point period. At least I feel as if you say that. I feel as if he has credibility to say that. If you don't, that's fine. But the one thing you can't say, something that is factually true, is he didn't make that statement just out of thin air. He said it after he established himself to have the right to say that. And then when he said that he was chasing the ghost in Chicago, when he said that, and Sports Illustrated covered that, and people were mad about that. Notice he only said that after overcoming a 3-1 final deficit against the Golden State Warriors. If he doesn't come back 3-1 in the finals, we don't know if he says that or doesn't say that. But what we do know is he only said that after winning Cleveland their first championship in like 52 years to that point. And he did it while doing the impossible, something that no one has ever done in NBA history, which is come back 3-1 in a finals series to ultimately win the championship. And it was against the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. That is a fact. And then in 2016, when he said, I mean, not it was 2016, it was 2018. It was, I think it was 2018. He was looking in hindsight, and he said this.
That moment, I was like, I'm the greatest basketball player people have ever seen in all facets. Like, you know, I could play the 1 through 5. I can guard 1 through 5. You know, just like literally like did something that's never been done in the history of the sport. I mean, teams that go down 3-1 was 0 for like 32 in finals history. There was nobody ever coming out of that. And nobody gave us a chance. I just felt like that.
When you say at that moment, I was like, I'm the greatest basketball player that people have ever seen in all facets. You can only say that after providing some level of evidence. He provided evidence leading his team. Yeah, obviously it was not him alone, but leading his team to coming back down 3-1, him ultimately claiming the finals MVP. I think that is a solid reason, especially when you understand the things that he had done leading up to that moment. I think if you're being a genuine fan covering the statement of what has KD done to say the things that LeBron has said, I think that that's a fair question because KD has not done those things that LeBron has.
Stuff like that.
LeBron there has not been a day that we have all lived and breathed. Hold on. There has not been a day. Lived and breathed. Hold on. There has not been a day that we've all breathed air on this earth, and both of them played basketball at the same time. That LeBron was better than KD at basketball.
So when KD came into the league, he was better than LeBron.
Yes.
So why was
Whoa. What? We just gonna skip over it? Nigga, if you judging who's better, nigga, wait, what? Nigga. So KD was better than LeBron James his rookie year? Like, niggas be doing it to themselves. They be doing it to themselves. And then niggas be mad at other people. They be like, you taking what I'm saying too seriously. Then why the fuck did you say it? Cause bro, notice this nigga said that shit slow as shit. He had enough time to comprehend the shit that was coming out of his mouth. Nah, bro. Nah. That's crazy.
he 19-5 against him before he went to Golden State?
Is it not a team thing still?
Bro, when you say team thing, bro, like, yeah, that's not how y'all judge shit, bro. Like, nigga, come on, bro. You acting like Man Don just started yesterday, bro. Y'all been on the motherfucking elbow for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, bro. Y'all never judge stuff like that, except when players y'all like lose. So now I'm asking you a question, bro.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing, right?
Go ahead, bro.
So here's why I say KD has been better than LeBron, because I'm judging off of actual basketball play. There's nothing on the court that LeBron does better more than what KD does better. LeBron got chase down blocks. I'll give you that.
LeBron had a better LeBron had a better play.
But if you're judging who's better based off of basketball play, then you wouldn't say that there's never been a time since KD has been in the league that KD was not better than KD. I mean, was not better than Bron. Like if you're judging who's better based off of basketball play, do you mean to tell me with your own two eyes that Kevin Durant in his very first season in the league and LeBron James in his, I want to say that was like his fourth year in the league. It was at 03, 04, 04, 05, 05, 06, 06, 07. That was his fifth year in the league. Are you telling me that you looked at Kevin Durant in his rookie season and said, that is a better basketball player in the shape that he is in right there, the size that he had, the mass, his shooting mechanics, and that is better than what LeBron James is doing in 2008? No, bro. Nah, bro. Nah. And see, here's the problem. This be the problem with discussing basketball with eye test only niggas. Because in their head, you don't need to be based in fact. You don't even need to really be watching the entire game. As long as you've seen just enough portions of a game at a certain time period or a certain point, that tells you all you need to know. For instance, people still think that 2022 Paul George and Kawhi Leonard were all defensive level wing defenders. Hell, to this day, people still think that Kawhi Leonard is a top 5 wing defender. When you start to only go purely off of eye test, it can become misleading because you can't possibly see all of the film, all of the games, all of the reps. You can't possibly see all of those things. At some point, you have to go off of something that is tangible. or at least you don't have to go off of it, but you definitely need to search for some tangible validation. And I'm not talking about looking at a clip or two or looking at a game, one game out of 82 reps and saying that that is who that player is. I'm talking about actually looking at something that can be able to give you a factual representation of what happened during that entire time period. And if you just going just based off of, I'm just judging who's better based off of basketball play, then that must mean that your eyes need glasses, because anybody that looked at KD all the way up to, I would go as far to like 2013, 2012. It wasn't close. Up until 2012, 2013-ish, it wasn't close between the two. Wasn't. It wasn't.
Better than KD.
Hold on, LeBron got more chase. He's a better chase down blocker than KD. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, bro, you could just say defense, bro.
Maybe a better passer.
defender.
Maybe.
Is this nigga being shiesty with the props? Maybe. Hold on, chat. I'll give you chase down blocks. I'll give you rebounding, maybe. I'll maybe give you the skill set that LeBron James is most credited for in terms of passing. I may give you that. But everything else, it's all KD. KD, yeah. It's all KD, chat. It's all KD. KD.
He is not a better defender. He is not a better defender.
What?
Oh, this nigga done lost it. Oh, this nigga done lost it. Oh, this nigga done lost his fucking mind.
He's not a better defender.
Man down Chris, bro. How can you be? Listen, bro. How can you be a better defender than me, bro? When I'm saying, bro, when I got six all NBA defenses, bro. I got two. I finished second at DPOY twice, bro. Like I'm saying, as far as Kevin Durant and defense like goes along, them two motherfuckers ain't never met each other.
But LeBron has never been able to guard consistently on the perimeter. KD can. KD can also guard the post.
Bro. What I'm saying, name us the players that KD defended on the perimeter.
Oh yeah. He gotta answer that.
Anytime he
name us the players that KD defended on the perimeter.
Anytime he gets switched onto somebody on the perimeter, it's not a blow by whenever it's not a cone drill whenever they see KD out on the perimeter. He still defends. LeBron turns into LeBron turns.
Whoa. This is some shiesty level of hating. This is pitiful, Chad. This is pitiful. These ain't even credible arguments at this point. Like, I don't know if the good brother Chris knows or not, but whatever switch actions he thinks KD got deployed into in his time in like OKC and even Golden State to a certain degree, LeBron is probably seeing a similar amount, if not more, that he's getting put into. Also, to be fair, using all defensive selections as an argument, albeit factual, is not the best case to make, just simply because of the time period that I'm sure the gentleman is harping on. But This is just it's not even disingenuous at this point. This is not factual. This is not factual. To say that, because again, I would not be bothered at all if he said that, we're talking about the last 4 or 5 years. Okay, I can see where you coming from, because I think KD defensively has in some ways been, a little bit, slighted in the efforts he gives on the defensive end, and he has put more pride since coming back from the ACL injury on the defensive end, specifically rotational, like weak side help. I think he's improved in that aspect, but to act as if Braun at no point in his career gave a damn, especially when KD's just coming into the league, that LeBron has never gave a shit about guarding on the perimeter. Well, then that would throw out the window years of all defensive level production and off the stat sheets, just watching basketball. We're just watching basketball. That would put away all the years of interior and exterior dominance that Braun was putting forth as well. I mean, we're talking about somebody that could be out there and protect the rim from guys like Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, and then turn around and guard guys like Derrick Rose on the perimeter. He could be able to go out there and cover guys like CP3 out there. He was more than adequate to be able to go out there because he had not just the size, but he also had the quickness and the strength to be able to guard multiple styles, not just positions, different styles. So to sit here and act as if he's not covering the perimeter. And then lastly, I also want to say this. He's not just, when you're talking about guarding the perimeter, you're not just talking about guards at that point. You're talking about any type of perimeter threat LeBron has to cover. Paul George is a perimeter threat. LeBron had to cover him, and he did a serviceable job of guarding him as well. KD himself is a perimeter sniper, and LeBron James had to cover him. You saying that 10 times out of 10 that KD's just running past him at ease? I like it's you're double talking at that point, because if you're talking about what he's done over the last like few seasons, and we're talking about LeBron and what LeBron is doing in terms of the last few seasons and getting blown by and not giving as much of a care defensively, or scratch that. Let's not say the last few seasons. And we're talking about the back end of the second stint of the Cavaliers years, 17 and 18 specifically. If we're talking about those years, that's fine. But that still doesn't exclude all of a sudden 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. All of those years, Kevin Durant is in the league. He's there. He's in his prime for about 4 of those years. What are we talking about here?
Okay, quick. Okay, bro. Who's the better rim? Who's the better rim protector, bro?
I answer.
LeBron turns into a cone on the perimeter.
Okay, bro. Who's the better rim? Who's the better rim protector, bro?
I answer that question. I think KD's the better rim protector. He is a 7-footer, and he did.
Sweetheart, they don't play 2 separate positions. Actually, simultaneously, as LeBron started to be used more frequently in the power forward position, KD started to be moved to the power forward position as well. When he was playing small forward, Kevin Durant was also a small forward as well. They actually have been moving at lockstep at position at positions. They played the same position. And even if you want to say there are years where KD played the power forward and Bron played the small forward, or vice versa, uh, those would be like minuscule years compared to the amount of years where they played the exact same position. So no, they actually played the same position. And then I just wrap it up here. Because I'm not really interested in what the other gentleman has to say. Just let's. There's a way I could see his thought process. He was talking about from 17 onward. We're talking about Cavaliers' second stint from 17 onwards. I can make you an excuse for how you can get out of it. But his comments originally was that there's not a season since KD had entered the league that Bron was better at basketball than KD. And then he went on to list the ways. And under that lens, this is an unserious fellow. 2010 KD isn't playing defense to much of any level of positive, let alone to be playing at the all defensive level, all of the shit, DPOY level that prime LeBron was playing at. Hell, all the way up to 2016, I'm really not entertaining this dumbass statement at all. It has no basis. Because it's based off of just purely what you saw. And you, like I, and every other casual basketball fan, no pun intended, we haven't seen everything. But let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts. So we're gonna have to zoom in a little bit. Y'all can see it, chat. Y'all can see it. Hopefully y'all can see it. If not, shut up. So in 2000 and let's find a season that's reasonable. Let's find a season that's reasonable. Let's do well, yeah, let's do the rookie season. Because let's just do the rookie season. Because he said since both of them were on the court, or there's never been a time in our lifetimes that both of them were playing at the same time that Kevin Durant wasn't better than LeBron James. That's what he said. So let's look at his rookie season. Kevin Durant, 1 steal a game, 0.9, so we could round it up to 1 for him, right? That team had a bottom 10 defense, 22nd to be exact. Okay. Go to LeBron. He averaged in that exact same year, his KD's rookie season, he averaged 1.8 steals, 1.1 block. His team had the 11th best defense. Which, if I'm correct, I think that the team that was ahead of them, they were like tied with. So, I mean, they could have, if you were being generous, you could be able to give him top 10 defense, right? But that's not, I don't feel like, me personally, not being disingenuous like this gentleman here, I'm not trying to be, I'm not gonna be nasty and use his rookie season, because I feel as if that's not being fair to him. So let's use a year where KD had optimal assets to have his best defensive year, and what LeBron looked like in a less optimal situation to have one of his better defensive years. Okay? I'm referring to 2016 specifically. So Kevin Durant in 2016 averaged 1 steal, 1.2 blocks. He had a defensive win shares of 3.5. Okay. LeBron in that same time period playing alongside Kyrie Irving, who's not known as a defensive player. He's playing alongside of Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson. J.R. Smith as well. And who else do you want me to give him? You want me to give him Amon Shumpert? I'll give him Amon Shumpert. Okay. He played with Amon Shumpert. So 1.4 steals, 0.6 blocks. So KD doubled him in block average, right? .0 defensive win share. So so LeBron has a higher defensive win share compared to KD by 0.5. And then as for the team themselves, the Thunder had the 13th best defense. Mind you, this is what Russell Westbrook, who's touted as, at that time period, was more than an adequate defensive guard at the point. Andre Roberson, who we know for a fact, the only reason why he was getting minutes at all was for defense. Steven Adams, who was a more than adequate rim protector. And if you are not sold on him, they had Serge Ibaka at that time period still. And Serge Ibaka averaged 1.9 blocks a game. And he, if I'm correct, I think he led with defensive win shares with his defensive impact. Actually, no, it was actually Westbrook. Wow. So they had the 13th best defense. This 16 Cavaliers team had the 10th best defense. And before anybody says, "Oh, you're nitpicking," it is a 104.5 defensive rating to a 105.6 defensive rating. That is more than a sizable gap. And before you guys, because I know the LeBron haters are going to come out of the woodworks on me for this. They're going to say, "Bro, you're tripping on Kyrie. Kyrie actually he's a better defender than y'all give him credit for. Look at what he's doing with Luka, what he did with Luka in Dallas back in 2024. He always had that in him. It was just because he was playing under LeBron's shadow, he was getting the hate. Okay, well, even still, he's not going to get the credit that y'all are trying to push upon him because he only played 53 games. 23 less than LeBron. So he wasn't even on the court for 23 games that LeBron was there, and he still was able to put up more than adequate defensive production. And I know y'all not finna cap for Kevin Love. And for the guys that's gonna also say, what about Amon Shumpert? Amon Shumpert played 54 games. So either way you want to slice it, LeBron is still sitting above Kevin Durant when it comes to defensive production and just simply putting forth the defensive effort that's necessary to be able to drive home defensive possessions. I think people treat LeBron's situation as if LeBron just stopped giving a fuck altogether. He was selective with what he decided to do, but up until 2017, he was still more than mobile. He was still more than conditioned. He had the strength. He's always had the strength, and he had the agility to be able to keep up with just about any area of the court that you needed him to. You just had to. He specifically was picking his spots. But KD, even at his best, was doing that. Because KD, at his best, physically, there's a clear ceiling to the things that he could do because of his size. He's not going to be asked to go out there and guard faster guards because KD is so long that if he did, the only possible answer that he could be able to provide as a reaction to what they're going to do, which is inevitably go past him, I was about to say horizontally. But laterally, they're gonna go past him laterally. Is just to use his size to recover and try to block it from behind. That was his specialty when he was younger, and especially as he got older, he had to pick his spots more. But my final takeaway is that KD is historically great. And I think defensively, he is going to be historically underrated. But there's no legitimate argument that he's been better than LeBron across their careers. Especially the fact that he came into the game while LeBron is smack dab in the middle of his prime. He's figuring out the lead, simplistically. He's figuring out the game while LeBron has already gotten 5 years to figure it out. And he's already done so. Just like simplistically, that just doesn't make sense. And then the eye test only approach oversimplifies and distorts reality. It's just the shit that you saw or you thought you saw when you look at factual evidence. It turns out that no, he wasn't that good. Wasn't that good. Not that good. He was still good, just not that good. But no, all factual evidence and even film point to LeBron being ahead, especially pre-2017. Respectfully. But no. No. I respect it though. I genuinely do respect a good hey sesh. It'd be nice. Oh man. But all right. We got one. Hold up. Before we get back to this, if you rock with the content here, you should really go check out my second channel, Casual Reacts. Over there, I'm streaming live reactions to big games, chopping it up on everything basketball related, music related, comic book related, as well as just things that's going on in your daily life. It's way more raw, more relaxed, but still all substance. If you ever wanted to see how I really feel in the moment, Casual Reacts is where it's at. Links down below. Hit that sub button. And all right, let's get back to the video. All right. Okay, all right. Have y'all heard about what's going on right now with Kuminga and you know, the situation that's going on with apparently how shit, that's what's up. People liking my tweets and stuff. Oh, make sure to go follow me on Twitter, y'all, because I've been on there lately and shit. I like talking on Twitter for bits, not for a long time, you know, for like a full like day or something like that, like some of these people like to do. I think it's good to do it in doses, but it's good to do it in doses, but ultimately it doesn't necessarily help your mental when you're constantly feeling like you need to go and go back and forth with somebody. Like earlier today, I was what was the statement that I made? It was NBA retweet has said, is 2025 Nikola Jokic the greatest individual season by a player to not win MVP? I said no. Kobe in 06, Wilt in 61, and Bron in 2018 is better NBA seasons in my opinion. Individual NBA seasons. And then, you know, obviously dude came out of nowhere, said Kobe in 06 is not close to Jokic, and you know, I feel like they come out swinging with the insults, you know, and you know, all it takes is somebody just saying, I'm not gonna go there with you. for them to be like, okay, you good. I feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't gotta be all that for me. But I definitely, when I do see that people are like being disrespectful, I'm just gonna disengage. Because it does no good for me. It does no good for me. You know? No good at all. But have y'all seen what happened with Jonathan Kuminga's situation? So basically, Jonathan Kuminga came out and said that he's miserable and that he don't want to be in Golden State, and he knows that they don't want him. He doesn't want to maximize his earnings. And if I'm correct, I think this comes after they finally came to him with an offer sheet that was, I want to say, around what he wanted, but at that point he's like, I'm over it, because bro, you've been playing in my face this entire summer, and all I've been asking, if I'm correct, I think he's only been asking for 3 years or 4 years. So I think it was like 3 or 4 years, and he wanted 25 million, like Giddy got. He thinks he's as good as Giddy, which I think is a stretch, but I think that, I mean, for a person like Giddy, who last year all that happened was he just got an opportunity to showcase his skill set on a much bigger scale, because there's not as many people that's garnishing the reason to take the ball out of his hands outside of like Kobe White, and depending on how you feel about Zach LaVine until he got traded. You know, he was, I thought he was more of an off-ball player, but I mean, you know, to each his own. But I think that's a reason for Kuminga to say, like, yeah, like if you put me in a better situation, you put me in a situation where I could be able to thrive a little bit more with a little bit more freedom, a little bit more leg room, I could be able to, you know, I could be able to do something. And then on top of that, I don't know if I would, if I'm Kuminga, I don't know if y'all forgot this, but there was a time period where the Suns and Kings had offered him $90 million over 4 years, like he was asking for. And the Warriors just, they cock blocked that too. And the Kings even wanted to trade Malik Monk to go and get Kuminga so that they could be able to give him the contract that he's looking for, and the Warriors shut that down too. It's like the sad part is the dangerous game that the Warriors are playing. And I said this when I was on the space with guys on Twitter. The scary part about it is, if they don't trade him this season, that means Kuminga is going to go into next offseason as an unrestricted free agent. And you know, at that point, he's not playing with the Warriors ever again. And they would know that. So they would try to search endlessly for a trade to get him, you know, to get some type of assets from him. But if I'm another team, bitch niggas, y'all been playing for the last 2, 3, 4 years of this man's career. Every single time we asked to trade for him, we tried to give you Zach LaVine for him. We tried to trade big time for him. And every single time, y'all swatted us down, stiff armed us, told us shoe fly. At this point, nigga, you gonna take whatever I give you. So in Sacramento's case, if whatchamacallit come to them, what's his name? Mike Dunleavy. If Mike Dunleavy comes to them this time and say, hey, you still got that Malik Monk deal on the table for me? Fuck no. Fuck no. If I'm them, I'll pick up a player from overseas and say, nigga, you gonna take this and you gonna like it. Cause nigga, fuck is you talking about? Nigga, you the one that wants some assets. I give you this overseas player and this telephone book to a therapist so you can call a therapist about your problems. Cause nigga, you gonna need one. And I'll give you a second round pick to make you feel better about it. So you can tell your therapist you didn't leave fully empty-handed. Like I don't know what the Warriors even think, and then it makes it even worse. It makes it even worse when you have the star that you traded for, in Jimmy Butler calling you on the front office saying, hey, yo, Mike, hey, Steve, you know, hey, Joe. What's the plan here again? Like, I know you gave me my contract and I should be happy and stuff, but like, you heard about what I do over in Miami, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I see some bullshit going on, I'm gonna let you know there's some bullshit going on. And I gotta tell y'all some bullshit going on here. Like, what's going on here? I just wanted to know the plan. Like, what's going on? When you have your star asking questions, he ain't even been here for months, not even a year. Jimmy has only been here for months. And he's asking you, what are we doing here? What's the plan? Nigga, you have problems. You have problems at that point. Because at that point, nigga, it's not even about just Jonathan Kuminga. Nigga, it's about your entire franchise. You have no direction at that point. If your star doesn't know exactly what are we playing for, because essentially, if I have to ask you what's the plan, then that means I'm not informed on what I am playing the game of basketball on your franchise for. And at that point, you are not doing your job. Because every transaction is supposed to be done with the ulterior motive on a goal. It's a goal in mind for this. Y'all been spending the last 2-3 years letting niggas walk for nothing, not trading pieces, fucking holding on to pieces too long, so when you actually do try to trade them, you get like $1.50 for them. Not trading picks. That's what this all started over. Not trading picks that you should have traded in the first place as soon as you saw that God graced you with something to be able to have an advantageous scenario over the league on. Y'all been playing around thinking that y'all could be able to balance the two. And then the sickening part is most of the league has been shitting on Steve Kerr. Most of the league has been shitting on Steve Kerr. Yeah, let's see this. Here, back in 2024, when Steve Kerr benched Jonathan Kuminga back to the bench, all these comments all these comments. And then this is another gripe that I have with Low, because I'm not even gonna front like I don't even follow his channel. This is another gripe I got with Low, because he came out with a video recently talking about, the situation that's going on with the Warriors, but he's been covering this entire like situation the entire time, right? And not long ago was he on Steve Kerr's helmet. Not long was he on Steve Kerr's helmet. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that video.
So it's that time. We got to talk about the Golden State Warriors, because the worst case scenario that could happen for this franchise is actively happening. Now, I'm pretty sure most people remember beginning part of the season, first 15 games, the two MVPs, multiple champions. You one of the greatest players of all trades, because we don't come across the club. You don't think they need to make any trades, but you still want to compete. Well, believe Warriors, Run TMC, and last time before that, Rick Barry. I mean, my God, that's how even the last option to get a second option next to Curry, because you also could have traded B-Pods, the bench player, the guy who's averaging 8-9 points, for Lauri Markkanen. Even he having a career year. So far this season, Poole is averaging 20. Basketball being played at a very high level, and I know for a fact you would have loved to have that on your roster, but you decided to trade him.
No, that's not the one.
Golden State Warriors, Al Anderson, a that you have been trying to carve out all the money in the world to put to this team. They were able to go after somebody that provided a second scoring option next to, and it seems as if like their relationship has not been real. That was desperate enough to make this move, and the writing was on the wall for quite some time. And if the Warriors, who again change of events, 2 months ago when we start talking about this, the Warriors were steadfast on the idea of not trading anyone, not moving Miami. So Miami found themselves. That is way, and you're cutting the price point. A quality would have been a main objective, and so you basically got to.
Did this nigga remove this shit? Hold on. Damn. Oh, nigga, I could have just looked on Twitter. Fuck. Bro, I remember there was a time period last season where Legend of Winter was just going like buck wild on Steve Kerr's decision making and what he decided to do with Jonathan Kuminga when he decided to bench him and they had him starting and then like it's more than just this tweet. It's also this. Thank you for telling us you don't know basketball if you truly believe that any big forward or center skill should ever be drafted by Golden State franchise while Steve Kerr is still present. Like, here's another one. There should be another one here. There was a more damning one here, but like the constant pressure that's been put on Steve Kerr this entire time period, only to find out that Steve Kerr isn't even the one that Jonathan Kuminga has a problem with. He's not even the guy that Kuminga has an issue with. Kuminga got an issue with the guys that are fighting for him, quote unquote. But on the flip side, they're nothing more than opportunists that are waiting for the right time to cash in on him. But they don't want to give him the opportunities for him to be able to cash in on himself. That's the dilemma that's the tricky part of being in the NBA. You could do your damnedest to be as impactful as possible, but your impact can only reach a certain level if you get the opportunity to do so. And the sad part is the Golden State Warriors have not given him the opportunity to do so. That's the sad part. That is the sad part. Like that they are down tremendously. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. But all right. To wrap up the stream, because I don't want to hold y'all for too long. I appreciate you guys for chilling with me during this entire time period. No, it's always good to be able to chill with you guys and talk shit with y'all. If you look at the bottom, it says playback.tv/casual. I'm going to do my damnedest during this weekend to be able to find the reason that playing videos is not getting a sound. Like I'm not hearing the sound come out to playback when I'm playing videos or I'm showing games or something like that. Like the audio isn't coming out. So I'm gonna figure that out. And then we're going to be going back live over there. So please make sure to check me out on playback.tv/casual. But other than that, I'm definitely going to make sure to stream more consistently on here. If it's not on, with, live streaming, being able to interact with you guys, because, I like to do that with you guys, it will definitely be under the confines of like this. It'll be pre-recorded, but I will make sure to, still give you that feeling as if you are here with me, So, to wrap up tonight's stream, it was a fun little conversation that was occurring. For context, this stream happened the week after the Eurobasket tournament where Jokic had a phenomenal game to start the week. He had a phenomenal game. I think he had like 30 something points. But he was getting nullified defensively. When I mean like he was getting exposed. They were actually like the game plan was more just attack Jokic. Wherever Jokic was, attack Jokic more than move the ball around. They were moving the ball around to get him into actions that they could attack him. But on the flip side, Giannis, that Friday, I believe, that Friday afternoon, after having, a tremendous tournament run, that ultimately, got him to the point of where I think they were in the semifinals. In the semifinals or the conference, not the conference, the semifinals or the whatchamacallit finals. But Giannis lose to Turkey. 12 points, 6 of 13 from the field. So he wasn't as aggressive as you would like him to be, especially going up against that Turkey team. The Turkey team is stacked. And he had 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks. But it was really how he looked defensively for somebody that even I praise on a consistent basis about, how good he is defensively, how underrated he has become because we have become numb to the consistency of how Giannis, performs defensively. And we just blame it on, oh, he's losing a step athletically, when in actuality, we're not watching him with the same level of excitement that we once did. I was disappointed with what I saw against Turkey, and I've heard some people on the timeline sort of say that the reason why he was playing that way was because he was having to cover for his teammates, because his teammates compared to the others are not as talented. But I can't give him that out, because up until that point, he had no problem playing the scheme, playing the lanes, rotating properly, and making sure he covered the basket, which is the most important area on the court, especially in Eurobasket. I didn't realize once the court shrinks how, spacing the floor, even though it's important, is not as advantageous as it would be in the NBA, because a lot of times people space out the floor so that they could be able to open up the lane to be able to get to the rim. They were trying to space out the floor, and they had spacers, and it didn't like the paint was still packed, because all it took was like a step or two to still get back to where you were. So I'm not using that excuse for Giannis. I think Giannis just did not perform well, both defensively and offensively. He left a lot to be desired, and I think that he definitely should be discussed about him. Just like we discussed Jokic's defensive, flaws, and how they got thoroughly exposed. Both of them should be covered. But what happened on this stream was, it was a lot of conversation centered around the idea of why are we at this point of the stream and we still not talking about it. And it culminated into a general conversation of what's wrong with covering these superstars properly.
Mars's point, it was on a Friday. If that episode would have been on a Saturday, if that episode was last night.
Mars is correct about that point. The problem, Ron, with this is, which is, by the way,
no, he's not, Swiper.
No. But hold on. Hold on, chill. My point with this is, if that was the only scenario in which we didn't talk about Giannis playing bad or getting duped defensively in games, that would be a whole situation. The fact is, especially Ron, not real talk here all day, every day. Ron, you will deflect off of Giannis's bad performances on either end, no matter the situation, because you like him. What I'm saying is, when Jokic doesn't play up to expectation, mind you, when he has games where he has 27 and 13, but shoots 8 of 25 from the field, has 6 turnovers in a very competitive playoff game in the second round, yet again, you will then bring up some of the craziest narratives about Jokic for the sake of content. I get it. This is what PC is. And I even tried
to it's deeper than that, though, Swiper. Swiper, it's deeper than that, though. I'm going to let you finish.
Ben, you notice that I didn't bring up the Giannis stuff, even the sensitivity stuff.
But you should have, though, Swiper. You should have, though.
No, for what?
I just outlined why it should be brought up.
Giannis is facing 4 people in the paint, and he's already not this otherworldly playmaker passer, and he gets caught underneath the rim, and he can't finish over Şengün and his other partner who's 7 feet tall, and then he can't get the rebound, and they're running. And Giannis in that game was so worried about what his teammates were doing that he was getting beat off ball defensively the whole second half.
Okay, then. So talk about that.
The reason why and I understand what he's saying. I respect it, because to a certain degree, there's so much that there's only so much that you could be able to hold Giannis exclusively accountable for. I understand, where he's coming from with it, but at the same time, he's had these issues before during the run up to that point against Turkey. He had those issues, and Giannis knew exactly how to retaliate or how to react in those scenarios. Just because the talent got stiffer, because I do understand that Turkey's team is stacked. Well, let me not say stacked, but they're they're more talented than majority, if not all, of the competition that Giannis and Greece saw up to that point. Giannis still saw similar personnel, not to the talent level, but similar personnel, and he knew what to do. And that is Greece knew what to do. So all of a sudden, because the talent got heightened, it's not even about the loss. It's not even about the loss. You not executing the defensive scheme that you executed. And matter of fact, let's get a team. Let's get a specific team that has similar personnel that they saw that that we could be able to use. Right? Okay. So we can use Spain. Let's use Spain. In the Spain game, you had Santi Aldama. Like he actually has translated somehow. I don't know how. He has somehow translated his ability to be able to space the floor. Well, let me not say space the floor because I just had that discussion with y'all. Santi Aldama was able to be a threat on the perimeter. Let's do that. You had Santiago Justa, you had Sergio, and you had what's the guy? Jaime Pradilla, right? And in those instances, they were able to hold Spain to shooting approximately like 32% from three on like I want to say it was like damn near like 30 attempts. Like damn near 30 attempts. At the three, right? And in that sense, you're going up against a team that has respectable shooting, right? Because Spain is the same team that went up against Cyprus, right? And they had no problem shooting 40% against them. They even went up against Italy. Well, no, let me not use Italy. Let me not use Italy. But they went up against Bosnia. They went up against Bosnia. They shot 39.5% there. Right? They shot 30 they went up against Bosnia and they shot 39% there. So they have gone up against teams that can be able to space the floor and be able to use that as an opportunity to be able to sort of bully you in the post. And if you decide to come and double team, they can be able to kick out, or they have a more than adequate, big that can be able to play outside in or inside out, whichever way you want to play. Right? In Sengun. They've gone against that to a lesser degree, and they executed properly. So against them, at the very least, I would expect for them to have the similar scheme and more or less be able to implement that. And whether you win or lose, still follow the code. In Giannis's case, Giannis went away from that because Giannis didn't do that against them. He didn't do that against them.
Reasons why that was happening.
Doing this? Why engage in this? Why do this crazy shit? What did I say? What did I say in the chat? I said we're not going to do this, and I don't.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking to Ron about his point, though.
I understand what you're saying, but here's the thing: Nikola Jokic had 33 points in that elimination game. Alexa Abramovich was hurt. Okay, Bogi was out, and they lost to a team that nobody had winning a single game. It is rightfully said to be the greatest upset in Eurobasket history. That is the truth. That's the truth. Serbia underperformed. Jokic didn't play his best game, and he got absolutely annihilated defensively. That's the truth. The truth will set you free. It's also the truth. Two things can be true, right? It is also the truth that Giannis probably had a really bad game with a lot of pressure on him. That he didn't deal well with double teams and triple teams. He had 12 points. It is also true to say that was the first time that Giannis has lost, that Greece has lost to Turkey, literally in your lifetime. By the way, it's the second time in Chill's lifetime.
What is the
1973, bro? 1972, 1973 is the last time that happened. That's insane. It is also true that is the second biggest margin of victory in semifinals history. All of these things are true. And yet at the same time, I will still say that Jokic and Giannis are two of the 4 best players in the world.
But that's not the conversation.
So,
yeah, we all agree with that, Pin. Like, what's the point you're trying to make? Like, we like those are known facts.
The point here is be the change you want to see, right? I was hoping that we could slide past this Giannis thing because it is really just reducing basketball to this.
It's not reducing basketball to talk about what happened and to say if a player played bad, you played like shit. It's not. It is not.
When Jokic has,
it's not.
Well, see, okay. That's when it becomes like it's a double-edged sword because on the extreme side, acting as if talking about a player playing bad or talking about those moments where they don't play to the standard that we put upon them, that in itself is doing a massive disservice to those stars. Where would we be if we just romanticized Hakeem's 2 championships and we didn't talk about what happened leading up to the 2 championships, the constant first round exits, the missing the playoffs, the attitude, the getting kicked out. What would we do if we didn't talk about the bad boy Pistons and what they how big of a hold, or not even hold, but how big of a force of change they had on Jordan's career? How much of a disservice would we be doing to Kobe Bryant's legacy if we didn't talk about the failure of blowing a 3-1 lead and quitting on his team in Game 7 to ultimately winning not one but 2 championships and making it to the NBA Finals 3 straight times and overcoming one of the greatest defensive units in modern NBA history? What would we be doing if we didn't talk about their failures that led ultimately to their comeuppance? Like, that's doing a disservice to them when you don't talk about it. Actually, it fucks up the entire story, because at that point there's no plateau that leads to a climax. There is just straight beeline. Just straight line through the story. Giannis got drafted. He developed some years. He won the championship in 2021. He never made it out of the first round. And that would be nasty. I don't know. I think that on one end you could talk about it, but to the response that Ryan gave, if a nigga played bad, we could say he played bad. Saying he played like shit is when you start to do a massive disservice to what shit looks like. Because what shit looks like is a nigga that drops a bagel in an important game. What shit looks like is a nigga that traditionally is aggressive as a scorer facilitator, all of a sudden turned into a nigga that's sitting in the corner. That's what shit looks like. What Giannis did wasn't shit. He played bad. But he didn't play bad to the point in which we're gonna say he played like shit. Like, nah, that's doing too much.
It's not an indictment on Giannis on his greatness. It's not. It matter. Hey, Pin, as a matter of fact, it's actually bigging up Giannis even more. If you really look at it, it's like, Giannis, we expect you to be 30 a night, and you didn't give us the 30 that we expected. Why didn't you do it, Giannis?
Okay,
what happened? Okay, so then let's talk about that. If that's the case, but we still have to acknowledge that he played bad, though.
There's a lot.
It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong.
We can deal with nuance. We can deal with nuance, right? We can say this is a strategy that the Oklahoma City Thunder employed to shut down Nikola Jokic's post-ups. Or we can reduce it to the lowest common denominator so that a 2-year-old can understand us and be like, oh, 6'3" Alex Caruso shut down Nikola Jokic. When you damn well know that's not true. You damn well know that's not true, and that's not what happened. But no, it's not. But this is I understand.
Now we're just diminishing.
But that is what happened. That is what happened. Like you can say that the Oklahoma City Thunder deployed a defensive scheme that involved Caruso being the defensive hub that is responsible with covering Jokic in the post, and it was relatively successful, but it ultimately circulates to the original statement, which is Caruso shut Jokic down. Caruso can be responsible for shutting Jokic down while also saying that OKC deployed a defensive scheme that used Caruso as a defensive hub for that specific game. That both things can be true. You can say both.
Alex Caruso's greatness, I guess.
Alex Caruso is arguably the best defender, or one of the top 3 defenders in the NBA. So, I mean, no slight. Okay?
He's one of the top what?
He's one of the top 3. I'd say he's one of the top 3 defenders in the league. And by the way, if you believe in defensive EPM, he was the best defender in the league last year. Okay, so what I'm saying is, There's nothing wrong with that, but to say Alex Caruso shut down Nikola Jokic is so disgusting and so gross. And for the people who don't actually watch the game, they might actually believe you. They might repeat what you're saying because there are people in this chat who really believe that everyone up here is making good faith arguments and knows what the fuck they're talking about. And when you say that Alex Caruso shut down Nikola Jokic or that Jokic,
like you, I'm sorry. I've never gotten formally introduced with Penn. I think I've had like a conversation or two with him on Twitter. But if I'm correct, doesn't Penn make bad faith arguments using stats to make disingenuous statements about the status of a player, impact of a player? Doesn't he use VORP and value and win shares and box plus minus? Doesn't he use those things that constantly get They base your stats based off of the pieces that you have around you rather than your actual individual production. And actually, for I think VORP specifically, don't they heighten some statistical categories more than others to be able to give you a higher percentage? Like I think it's like rebound or something like that. Correct me. I'm just spitballing here, but doesn't that can if I look through the archives of Player's Choice, can I not find Penn specifically making bad faith arguments and trying to phrase it in a way? Hasn't this nigga gotten in a beef for making a bad faith argument? Didn't he get a beef for saying Arvydas Sabonis to be top 10 over Kobe Bryant? Didn't he get into a beef for using value over replacement for Scotty Barnes being over Cade Cunningham when Cade Cunningham was hurt for a large portion of his original time in the league? So it's impossible for him to be able to gather that type of statistical, accumulation because it is an accumulative stat. He does this. So what the fuck is he talking about? Did this thing snitch on himself, bro? Oh man. Nah. We going outside.
Jokic is underperforming. Ron, you came up here and like roasted Jokic for having less than 20 games. So less than 20 points in a major playoff game. Yes,
and I'm gonna do it again.
You were as quiet
if he does it,
when he has 35. When he has 35, you're like, oh, he just did what he's supposed to do.
Don't do that. I show Jokic love when he
balls out. The real correction point here is beyond the Jokic stuff, which is what I think we were trying to do today, which we did until it got nasty because of Ron going off screen and doing that clapping and all that stuff in the black. What happened is that Ron, the energy for someone who believes Giannis is the best in the world, no, and this is true, Ron.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Go ahead, you say what you gotta say, and I'm gonna give you the reason why this is why it is.
As the PC chat as my witness, you hold Jokic to a higher standard with your negativity, criticism, and ridicule than any other time you do with Giannis. Now I'm talking to Ron. Now I know this because I have talked to you about this multiple times. You do not give the same level of criticism and energy. Now, you're probably going to say has something to do with me and my perspective and the heights I hold Jokic to, which is, again, me as opposed to you. You believe Giannis is the best. But yet when it comes to living up to that performance, it's just nowhere to be seen. And especially given you think he's a two-way demon.
Okay, I mean, so let me answer that. That is fair. Let me answer that. And I have two answers. Let me answer both of these fully and clearly.
Let's hear it.
As one of the Giannis guys, we don't have a name for his fan club, but we'll come up with something good.
Giannis
but as a
FC?
leader of as one of the leaders of Giannis FC,
the freaks,
freak offs.
Cool, yeah. As the leader of the freak offs.
Whoa! And just call him a freak bull. We the freak bulls. Just call us freak bulls. This is nasty. Call us freak offs. Nigga, we ain't no diddlers.
What I will say though, in all seriousness, It's not my job to slander Giannis. And you can feel how you want to feel about that. It is not my job. So that's why I said when Giannis had that 12-point game, you and Penn, that's your job to come up here and get on the timeline and go crazy. When Jokic lost to Serbia, when Serbia lost, I went on that timeline and I was going crazy. I was in every group chat. I was texting you, Swiper. I was jumping for joy. It's not my job to point out Giannis's flaws. I'm sorry. If you guys want me to do that, tough shit. I'm not doing it.
I don't think he realizes that nigga's funny, by the way. I don't think Ron realizes, though, how he contradicts himself, because just like a few minutes earlier, he was talking to Penn and Swiper about how it is nothing wrong with covering like these players like bad games. So speaking about them playing bad is actually, good, like he said, when you look at it, because you're saying, hey, I think you're so good that I don't expect for you to have these duds of games. So then you turn it around saying that I'm not going to do it to Giannis. You're actively contributing to the people that's not going to speak about the negative of the game in totality, for better or for worse, because why would I speak bad about my favorite player over this player who I view as the enemy? It's counterproductive. And it's contradictory.
Right. Secondly, also though, to the flip-flop of that, Swiper, I'm not as loud as praising Giannis as you are about Jokic. I'm not as loud as praising Giannis as certain LeBron stands are about praising Bron. I'm not as loud as praising Giannis as certain Steph Curry people are. I'm just not. I will not derail a whole episode jacking Giannis. Swiper, you have literally came up here, grabbed the wheel, threw me off the bus. Not put me in the back seat, threw me off the bus and steered us directly to Jokic land. You've done that. Penn has done that about Jokic. Luka Glaze.
I don't watch
completely went away. You don't eventually when we right like you would.
I'm about to put it go. This is the best thing. Using him to perform in that tier, and when he doesn't, then we get on your ass about it.
That is not.
You can't be mad at that.
The issue, Ron, with you, and first off, you already exposed yourself because that is some of the dumbest logic I have ever heard for talking about. You're saying you will willfully ignore things that are happening in a game or with a player for agendas. That to me sounds ridiculous on a basketball show. Number one, number two, and then number two.
He's just not
most of the Jokic segments don't start off because of praise, unless again, and then the other side of that, when they do, they start off because damn, 30, 20, and 20. We've never seen that before. Ron will be like, lead off the show. Hey, is that Jokic's best performance ever? 40, 15, and 5 versus OKC. 42, 22, and 6 versus OKC. Then you'll start the show after these literal performances that have never happened. Then you'll do it, and we'll go from there. Yes, he is a historical anomaly, so he will get a lot of love and attention. The problem is on this platform, and this all started, by the way, by saying I didn't want to do this with Giannis. This was the whole point, so we didn't get here.
Chill,
there's no reason.
Can't remember where Alex.
There's no reason to talk about Giannis and somehow indict him as a player because of what happened in that game versus a lineup and a defense that was suited to be able to defend Giannis. And he had a horrific game, but also he didn't get any assistance anywhere else up and down that roster in that game. So for me, that would sound crazy to come on here and somehow like say Giannis is somehow like not who he is or who we thought he was because of that performance.
Nobody's saying that. Like nobody's moving him from wherever you have him ranked down 4 spots because he lost to Turkey. My thing is, Giannis, I don't believe you should have lost to Turkey, and I believe you should have performed better. But here's the thing, and I will say that. But I'm also not finna go on my timeline and go crazy. I'm just not going to.
You know what the craziest thing is, and I'm gonna tell you why some of your Jokic stuff bothers me, Swiper, and why sometimes we'll push back on you, even though he's like one of my favorite players and has been one of my favorite players for so long, is because I really believe that Jokic is such a selfless basketball player. I don't think he would slander his teammates for not showing up in that game. I don't think he himself would ever try to talk about him being a top 10 player, top 15 player. I don't think he even thinks about that kind of stuff. And he's never really talked about that kind of stuff. You talk about a lot of that kind of stuff. And I think it makes other people associate your takes with him. And then he ends up getting hated a lot. And really, we don't need to talk about it. And it's not a player like Shaquille O'Neal thought about a lot of this stuff. He used to talk about like how he ranked up with the big man. I think Dwight Howard talks about this. There's a lot of American stuff, to be honest with you. There's a lot of American thought process in this, GOAT ranking stuff. This ain't really how Jokic is even talking about the game or thinking about the game. He wants a medal with Serbia. He didn't get it. He's disappointed. The fact that he had 33 points, the fact that he had 12 points is completely probably irrelevant to him. So that I'm not trying to psychoanalyze Jokic, or I'm not trying to psychoanalyze you. I just think
the show that he had 33 and 8, though, that was never a talking point. The talking point was how he was getting fried defensively. So what I'm saying is that the counterintuitive measure
was he not?
Is that yes, which we said. But Pin, somehow you have involved yourself in this in this wedge in between me and Ron. My whole issue is the narrative and how we.
Yeah, I don't understand how Penn he's like flip-flopping, because on one end he's arguing for, and then he's making statements that are like going against what Swiper is saying. Swiper is saying that he believes that both should be given a fair shake, and if you're going to speak about them, speak from a more not a generous, but speak from a more empathetic position. Like if they're in a situation where it's a lose-lose for them, then we should not be looking at them and holding them to this standard that we typically do, because this is a lose-lose situation. What Ron is saying is that regardless of whether it's a win-win situation, it's a lose-lose situation, or it's a situation where it could go either way, you deserve to get criticized either way. However, what Ron is also saying is that for the right one, though, he will mums the word to it, because if that's his favorite player, he ain't got shit to do with it. His name is Ben and ain't in it. So with Penn coming in and like sort of involving it, telling him like, why are you focused on these guys that's like hating on Jokic? Like Jokic has done so much and shit like that. Like it's like he knows that. They know that. They're not talking about that though.
How we talk about certain players, and I'm cool if you want to be nasty and you say it's not your responsibility to criticize Giannis because the way you feel about him, then that's fine. What I'm saying is going forward, I cannot have a debate with you about Giannis because you can't even there's no way for you to be impartial. And I mean,
I'll acknowledge it though, Swiper. I acknowledged it.
But no, Ron, you literally will not, which was the whole point that I started this now dribble. Because you will not acknowledge those things over the course of an 82 game sample size. You don't. Not the way
I have,
and not
in the past. I have.
Yeah, I'm a Giannis fan. I'm a Bucks fan, and even if I hear a hint of disingenuousness or propaganda being pushed or agenda being pushed for any player, including Giannis, I don't think it should be entertained even for myself, because we're at the end of the day, even though we are fans of a player, we're also fans of the sport. So the sport, which is competitive, is supposed to be talking about, is supposed to be, you looking to win, not just you looking to win, but you looking to perform your best on a continuous basis, on a consistent basis. Then, brother, you should be talking about them in the light of what you expect them to do on a consistent basis. If I see Giannis, who typically, especially during this run, had no problem pushing out 20, 12, 6 games with 2 blocks, and he had no problem giving you 30 bombs and shit like that, if all of a sudden I see him giving me 12 points, then brother, you're not doing your job. Even if I can give you the context as I'm telling you that, as the reason why you weren't doing your job is because of, XYZ, I'm still going to have to acknowledge that you didn't play well. You didn't. That's all. But sitting here acting as if like we're supposed to have a conversation and just purposefully leave out the stuff. I understand. Okay. Now, as I said that, I just thought about this. Because it's a debate platform, okay, sure. Because it's a debate platform, if you're debating, yeah, why would I bring this up? Right? For the benefit of you being able to outduel me in a debate. I get that. But because this is the panel and they go live continuously 5 times a week on a regular scheduled basis, the only way for the conversations to move fluidly and remain as consistent as possible and entertaining as possible. I'm not saying for the controversial statements to not be said, but for you to also come through with a sense of genuineness. Let's say that. Like, we're looking at these shows, these main media shows, these big media shows that are falling off. Molly Qerim just reportedly dropped a post on Instagram talking about when her time comes, she will let you know on, the reasons why she decided to leave. But she decided to leave First Take and to stay tuned. Those things happen shortly after Shannon Sharp is leaving First Take. Those things are surely happening. Are shortly happening after Stephen A. Smith is starting to become more of a podcaster, more popular for his podcasting than he is for his First Take opinions. This is coming after Skip Bayless lost his whole fucking show because of his non-genuine, disingenuous statements. At the end of the day, when it comes to sports, not just basketball, but sports, a sense of genuine passion is always going to be welcome before saying or not saying what needs to be said. In a non-genuine way, by the way. Like, that's yeah.
Not the way
I've done that
you will
plenty of
criticize,
times.
not the way you will criticize Jokic, but to your point, because you feel like it is not your job for one, and it is your job to do it for the other. But I can't argue on that point anymore. So then I understand.
From one Jokic Glazer to another.
So now we have no edge between us?
Can we just have a very, very rational 1-second conversation here? Look, you've heard of Machiavelli? Niccolo Machiavelli?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Tupac.
So, Illuminati.
Shout outs to Niccolo Machiavelli. Right now, Swiper, you are the internet's foremost Jokic fan in America, probably. Like, you've done a great job of this, and that's not a slight to you. Obviously, that's who you are. As a lot of people know you as that.
It's not new.
You
It's not
up,
news.
bro.
Everybody know it. Everybody know it.
You're up. I don't think most people with half a brain cell could debate the fact that you are technically supporting the best basketball player in the world right now. Obviously, you got haters like Real Talk who'd be like, no, but he don't play defense. But most people acknowledge that he is the best basketball player. He's won 3 MVPs. And I think Machiavelli would tell you, act like you're up. Act like you're winning. You don't have to be
your head up.
You don't have to be so defensive.
Take off your beanie.
You're not like me up here trying to prop up Scotty Barnes. Like, that's an uphill battle, bro. There's some people who don't even think he's supposed to be starting in the NBA.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it short because this is it's not even just a glaze fest, it's an unnecessary glaze fest. Because the shit that he's talking about has nothing to do about what the actual conversation is about. It's not about him defending Jokic or him getting sensitive over defending Jokic. The entire conversation is based around having a genuine conversation about these players and whether or not they should be critiqued when they do not perform to their own standards, even regardless of the context that's surrounding why they didn't perform well. It ain't got shit to do about the general landscape of how Jokic is covered with Swiper. It ain't got shit to do with people hating on Swiper. It ain't got shit to do with none of that. It has to do about the standard that you set for these players. You should be holding them to that standard regardless. And you can add the context. You can add the context after making the statement of they played bad, but the statement needs to be made. They played bad. That's all. Simple. Simple. But yeah. Yeah. That does it. That's gonna do it for the stream. I am tapped out. I'm finna go and get ready for bed actually. And yeah. I appreciate any of you guys that come and check out the stream. Again, I apologize because I need to be better prepared for streaming to you guys, because I want to put out a better product for you guys and actually make you guys feel like you can be interactive, but also make you guys feel at home. So I apologize for this. I will not make this a common theme, but again, I thank you guys for watching this. My name is Casual. If you want to check me out, please subscribe to this channel, Casual Reacts. Please go and check me out on playback.tv/casual. And also check my in-depth analysis videos out on Hoop Conductor, where I will be posting videos a little bit more consistently on there. And yeah, I can't wait for the NBA season. Like I told you guys earlier, we're gonna have such a great time. And please, 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 please have a fantastic weekend. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.